This Family Life News podcast is made possible by the support of listeners like you.
Next on the 5 o'clock report.
Nobody was texting war plans.
You just want to save a kid who might wind up sterile. I mean, please, let's show some humanity here. There is hope amid the ashes of what we've become. We just have to tell the truth and be faithful no matter what.
I got to take a loan out for dinner.
Now, let's go to the newsroom.
Good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Family Life News anchor Sarah Harnish. Fallout in the U.S. Senate today after the revelation that a journalist was looped in on a group chat about planned military action in Yemen. Senator Mark Warner.
I think this is one more example of the kind of sloppy, careless behavior, particularly towards classified information.
Senator Ron Wyden calling for people to step down.
I want to make clear that I'm of the view that there ought to be resignation, starting with the National Security Advisor and the Secretary of Defense.
There were 18 people in on that chat. One of them, the editor-in-chief for The Atlantic, the director of the CIA and National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard, were questioned today.
I have the same answer. I have not participated in any Signal group chat or any other chat on another app that contained any classified information.
By the way, we will get the full transcript of this chain, and your testimony will be measured carefully against its content.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is downplaying the incident.
Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that.
Ukraine and Russia have reached an agreement to stop fighting in the Black Sea. Ukrainian and Russian delegations met with U.S. mediators separately during 3 days of negotiations in Saudi Arabia. Michael Bosicue of the Atlantic Council.
This is, I would say, a tiny step forward to some kind of ceasefire, but more so confidence-building measures that have yet to take place. So let's see if both sides will honor the agreement.
Pro-lifers are cheering today after President Trump nominated a Republican attorney who has a history of launching investigations against abortion clinics to be Inspector General for the Department of Health and Human Services. If confirmed, Thomas March Bell will oversee fraud, waste, and abuse audits of the Medicare and Medicaid programs. An FBI task force has been formed to investigate attacks and vandalism against Tesla cars. Attacks have become common since Tesla owner Elon Musk began cutting federal jobs through the Department of Government Efficiency. These guys own Teslas.
Does it make you feel self-conscious driving your Tesla around now?
Very much so.
To attack someone over political issues is not acceptable at all. Wave to them with a big smile and say hi.
Down south, crews are struggling to make progress against a wildfire fight in North and South Carolina. Pierce Womack is an emergency official in Greenville County, South Carolina.
Working through a lot of that Helene debris, which is slowing the process down. As we go into the next day or two, crews are working as much as they can.
Several thousand acres are on fire. West Virginia is the first state in the nation to ban artificial dyes in foods. CBS reporter Nancy Chen.
Starting August 1st, the new law prohibits any products that have the 7 listed artificial food dyes from being served in schools. Starting January 1st, 2028, though, West Virginia's ban will also include 2 more preservatives that will no longer be allowed in food or drugs in the state.
Transgender indoctrination is having a profound impact on the culture.
This stuff is savagery. It's some of the most depraved wickedness that I've ever seen. There's nothing like seeing girls as young as 12 and 13 post photos of themselves with scars slashed across their chest because they've been disfigured.
Brandon Showalter with the Christian Post has spent years investigating the fallout from the gender wars. He says the trans agenda transcends politics.
Frankly, when it comes to a child who might be put on puberty blockers or cross-sex hormones, I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. You just want to save a kid who might wind up sterile. I mean, please, let's show some humanity here. And so there is hope amid the ashes of what we've become, and we just have to tell the truth and be faithful no matter what.
Showalter is encouraged by the growing sense of urgency on the issue, and new forms of media are aiding the effort.
With the proliferation of social media, the mainstream press is no longer able to curate and control the narrative around these things because people have access to information and they see video clips of outraged parents at school boards talking about how, just yesterday I was seeing a clip that had gotten millions of views of a mom in Illinois saying how her girl was forced to undress in front of a boy and the school officials made it happen. And so that kind of stuff can really take off now in a way that it couldn't before.
He admits, however, the ideological chokehold of the LGBTQ agenda is profound.
But I think, and this is just where my faith comes in, when you consider the thousands of children and young people, tens of thousands of young people that have been surgically maimed and chemically sterilized, this form of child sacrifice, let's just be honest, I just think God is saying enough.
According to the group Do No Harm, 14,000 children in this country have undergone life-changing sex change operations in the past 5 years. And finance your burrito. The delivery app DoorDash is now offering customers the ability to finance their fast food purchases. They just announced a partnership with Klarna, which is an online financing service that allows you to break purchases into 4 payments. Glenn Beck had some fun with the concept on his talk show today.
Your meal over 4 easy payments? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
It's not that much different than putting it on a credit card or, something like that if you're not paying it off every month.
It is a luxury if you're in a place where you're like, I got to take a loan out for dinner. DoorDash is the last place you should be calling.
Still to come on the 5 o'clock report, a New York lawmaker wants to keep all federal taxes collected in the Empire State. More on the standoff with fired COs and Governor Kathy Hochul. And Pennsylvania launches a texting service to give you real-time updates on highway crashes. Those stories and more after weather.
The call for tonight, a good deal of cloud cover, a couple of scattered evening rain showers, followed by some snow flurries. Low temperatures, upper 20s and 30s. Tomorrow and Wednesday, considerable cloudiness, brisk and chilly with a few rain and snow showers, except a mix of sun and clouds and mainly precipitation-free in central and eastern Pennsylvania. High temperatures, 40s tomorrow, and mostly mid-30s to mid-40s on Wednesday.
Thank you, Kevin. Checking the stories, making news where you live across New York and Pennsylvania. A lawmaker in New York just proposed a bill that would withhold New York payments to the federal government.
Let me be clear. New York does not bow to intimidation. We do not cower. We stand up and we organize. We defend what's ours.
State Senator Jessica Ramos targeting federal tax cuts. She calls the cuts budget blackmail and says we won't comply. New York State collected $361 billion in federal taxes in 2022. A Cornell University graduate student has been ordered to surrender to ICE. The guy actually praised the October 7th Hamas terror attack on Israel. The Trump administration wants him out of the country. Immigration law expert Ken Belkin.
It's becoming clear, there's this pattern emerging, right, that our foreign adversaries are increasingly using our student visa program and our colleges to sort of backdoor their way into the United States and subvert our country's national interests.
The student has been suspended twice by Cornell for organizing disruptive protests. It's been a month since those wildcat strikes sprouted up at dozens of prisons all across New York State. Now support is growing for fired prison guards who were banned by Governor Hochul from being ever hired again by local governments.
There are consequences when people break the law. And that means you're not working in our state workforce ever.
The governor's edict is not sitting well with some in the state legislature. State Senator George Borrello.
Imagine if a hospital had dangerous working conditions and nurses decided they couldn't work there anymore. And the CEO of the hospital said, not only am I going to never allow you to work in our organization, but I'm going to try to have your license taken away so you can never practice nursing anywhere ever again. Imagine what the Department of Labor and the Democrats, including the governor, would do. They would lose their minds.
The Hochul order must be renewed every 30 days, and there are signs the governor may not renew this one. And the Pennsylvania Turnpike just launched a new text messaging service to give customers real-time information on why traffic is backed up. You can text info to 47676 to get automated location-specific information about the incident, anticipated clearance times, and road updates. Next at 5, Hometown Heroes with our own Mark Webster. Kelly Hauk, superintendent of the Bath, New York Central School District, has started Ram Mart. It's a store in a school. Let's listen in.
It's a partnership with the Food Bank of the Southern Tier. And what it is, it's a school food center. And in the school food center, individuals can find everything from a snack, such as a bottle of water, a thing of yogurt, an apple, to groceries that they might need to be able to take home and to support their family's needs for the weeks. So we have something like spaghetti sauce and noodles and cereal and bread and peanut butter and jelly and soup. We even have some frozen items like lunch meat, and at times we have hot dogs or potato wedges and frozen bread and things like that. Things that can sustain and support your family when it's those in-between times that can be tough, or just when you need a little extra assistance.
Mm-hmm. And how do students take advantage of Rambar? How does that all work?
So any student can shop any day. They just come in and they shop for their family, or they shop for themselves, or they get a snack, and they can do that all day long, every day during school hours. And then for families that their children maybe are a little too young to be able to do that, they submit orders online through our website. And then we have a couple of our different classes that help fill those orders and get them delivered. So what they'll do is they'll fill it, and then they'll call the families and let them know that it's ready for pickup.
What do students think about this?
Oh my gosh, it is beyond successful. It could be my full-time job, just working in the Rambar. It is that busy. I mean, it is the outpouring of support, but just the gratitude, right, and the appreciation to have this resource available right here in our own school community has been nothing like I've ever seen in my career before. It's some of the best work I've ever done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in fact, to underscore the point, you told me at the outset that you're actually stocking shelves right now while we're speaking. So
we are.
Keeps you pretty busy.
Yeah, the impact has been that we've really taken a stance that we're not going to accept food insecurity, right? We're going to normalize also the need for help, and that it's okay for everybody to ask for help and ask for assistance. So going to the Rambar is just normal activity.
You can subscribe, listen to, and share Hometown Heroes and all of Family Life's original podcasts at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or at familylife.org. Time next for tonight's market report, brought to you by Faithward Advisors. Stocks edged higher on Wall Street. At the final bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 4 points to 42,587. The S&P 500 added 9 points to 57,76, and the Nasdaq gained 83 points to 18,271. Faithward Advisors is a Christian financial planning firm online at faithwardadvisors.com.
John D. Rockefeller, America's first billionaire, was once asked, "How much money is enough?" He answered, "Just a little bit more." Hi, I'm Rob West with a Faith and Finance Minute. Learning to be content with God's provision is critical for your Christian walk. There's nothing wrong with working to improve your situation. The test is whether you're grateful for what God has provided. God owns everything, including you, and He determines your needs and fulfills them. If you're not content, ask the Holy Spirit to convict you of any ingratitude and to help you make Jesus the object of your desire. The Apostle Paul, beaten, shipwrecked, and martyred, learned to be content in all situations. In Philippians 4, he writes, "I can do all things through Him who strengthens me." Manage your finances wisely with the easy-to-use FaithFi app. Download FaithFi, Faith and Finance, from your app store, or learn more at faithfi.com.
Coming up on the 5 o'clock report, what would you do to get rid of a black bear that keeps coming into your yard?
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife.
We've got the solution of the century coming up after a look at weather.
I'm Kevin Williams, and here is your Family Life regional weather forecast. Chilly air is in place and will be for the next couple days and nights, and lots of low-level moisture wrapping around low pressure off to our east will produce some spotty precipitation, showers of snow and rain. As we head into the weekend, we'll watch the potential of a warm front producing some wide-ranging conditions, which could include everything from some mild air for some and some ice for others. That'll be Saturday night. In the meantime, tonight and tomorrow, we'll have a good deal of cloud cover. There'll be some snow showers around, some mixed sprinkles as well. There could be an inch or two of snow accumulating during that time frame over the higher elevations of western New York and northwest Pennsylvania. Across eastern Pennsylvania, there'll be numerous breaks in the clouds. Low temperatures tonight, 20s and low 30s. High temperatures tomorrow, 30s to mid 40s. Thursday, chance for a shower, otherwise sun and clouds. High temperatures, 40s to near 50.
Thank you, Kevin. Finally, at 5, a man in Asheville, North Carolina was frustrated when a black bear repeatedly kept coming around for a visit, so he decided to try a more creative approach. The 6.5-foot tall bearded man rented a grizzly bear costume and walked out the front door without hesitation right into the yard toward the unwanted visitor, banging on things as he got closer. Caught it all on video. He got within a few feet of the thing, the poor black bear looking quite bewildered. It worked, though. That bear took off. CBS Mornings poked some fun at the situation.
Oh, the bear's running! And the bear ran away. It's so great. The bear's like, I'm not messing with that guy. We're very glad it worked out for him. If he takes off his mask, you see he's a bearded man, so he might have been more intimidating without the mask up.
Nope. Nope. That's the world that we live in for Tuesday, the 25th of March. I'm Sarah Harnish, and this is the 5 o'clock report on Family Life.
Thank you for listening to this Family Life News podcast. If you've been encouraged by what you've heard, please share it with others and click the subscribe button to automatically receive future episodes. Family Life is a listener-supported ministry. Podcasts like this are made possible by your financial partnership. Find out more at familylife.org.